Hello people, welcome to Let's Talk League. I'm here with Chris again. I'm Tom Lister.
Welcome back.
We've got a newcomer to the screen, and that's this little guy down here. If you'd like to give us a follow on Twitter, we keep everything updated there. And you know, that's where everything's going to be from now on. We will reply to any messages from YouTube, from Google Plus, but mostly from Twitter. That's where most of the activities are going to be from.
Any improvements that you want to see? Any different teams? Any specific champions that you want to just talk about in the current state of the meta? Then hit us up there.
That's where we're going to be mostly.
Yeah, indeed.
That and obviously YouTube. Okay, so games today. We have Christopher.
So first up, we have underdogs of EU Giants Gaming versus Elements. Then we had the clash between Gambit and top of the EU standings SK Gaming. And to round out our trio of games, we had top of the league clash rivals Cloud9 and TSM, which had a promise to be a big one.
That game was, as quite a lot of you may know, absolutely destructive. There was mess everywhere. A few people...
It was quite chaotic. A few surprising picks, a few surprising bans.
I can tell you right now that both teams papped their pants quite a few times. There was a lot of action.
It was scary in a few places, I agree.
Okay, so first up, we have the all-famous Giants versus Elements.
Stepped up to the plate, and they've started to slowly but surely really pick up.
Yep.
And the last time these two teams met, Elements were in full control all game, and then they threw at Dragon. So typical EU strats there. Give up Dragon, have it stolen, and then within the space of 2 minutes they'd lost the game. So head into the pick and bans. So Pepinero we saw play Dyna a couple of times recently since it's come back in. He really likes that pickup. Hecarim, Whirlib, these are both directed bans. I'm not sure on the Jax ban again. It's probably it is one of Whirlib's favourites. He likes that champion, but I'm not sure it was worth a ban, to be honest. So on the side of the Giants bans, Froggen played Carthus last week when he pretty much just carried that Requiem, did tons of damage. Sejuani's probably second choice after Rek'Sai, currently for the junglers. One of Shook's favourites, and Lulu. Well, good flex pick. Everyone likes Lulu.
Yep.
So. First up, the Maokai. The last remaining top lane tanker, I think. Because since he's dropped out, Maokai's taken up the slack there.
Yeah. We see him in quite a lot of games at the moment as well.
Who's that? Maokai?
Yeah.
Yeah, every game there will be a Maokai pick or a Maokai ban. It's one of the few certainties in the current meta. But then went over to the other side. Shook, Lee Sin has had a slight nerf recent patches, so maybe a little bit surprising to come out of him. But one of his comfort picks. And LeBlanc, huge mid-game power, early game power. These two can skirmish most of a 2v2 in the game, especially if it gets ahead. So, Rek'Sai, no need to even explain. The Corki. Now, how I was saying there's no real top lane tanks other than Maokai. So anything that Elements were to put in the top lane from the meta, Corki would be able to deal with. On the other side, fairly standard lane. These two play a lot in solo queue for the bot. Jinx, fresh. And then on the other side, Annie can force fights. I really like Annie picks. Anyone in mobile is going to get tibbered. They won't be coming to that tea party. They will be dead. And Pepinero, I love this pickup because you look on their side, there's so much global presence. Rek'Sai and Twisted Fate just appear in your lane. And then Wicked brought out Trundle. And that just goes against everything I said about lack of top lanes. So.
Okay, we'll move on now.
Now, a little bit about the jungling here. Are we there? Yeah. A lot of top laners, they would do this early camp, which, simple enough. So, see the Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai starts solo at his Grom and then goes for blue. He is on the side of the map that elements have swapped up to. So this means elements have the pressure in the top side of the map. There's no one in the bottom. No one else to worry about. And in a standard, pause it for a moment here.
Yep.
In a standard lane swap, you'd start on your side of the jungle and then move across to the opposite buff. But if you do that, if you start a standard kind of route,
yep,
then you stay on the side that your opponent has all the champions, if you get me.
Yeah.
So Crepo's just walked in there, and if you roll it here, Crepo's just walked in and is found Frederick in the jungle, taking his buff, which gives up first blood. And then it just
pop that flash as well from the Maokai, which is
collected. Which, yeah, that's quite big. Top lane is instantly an advantage.
Yep.
And that was just a foolish. It was greedy. The Giants go and they respond by going over taking the blue buff to make it a 2 buff each start. So this is what should be doing. Wicked's just staying out of the way. But Shook knows that they've all gone to do his buff. So this is just a really nice, easy setup.
Yeah, because he knows that there's not going to be anyone there. There's not going to be anyone there to contest it.
Yeah, exactly. You see, they walk past the ward. Obviously, Wicked's seen them all there, and that's just so simple to do.
Yeah.
It was well executed, I admit. As soon as the chains have landed, and you'll notice he actually waited until he used his yellow gold card.
And I think we can both agree that kill on the Twisted Fate is much more worth than a blue buff.
He should be playing a bit more defensive because he knows that Shook's in the top side.
Yeah.
And that he's got no support. He's got to be expecting that. LeBlanc beats TF anyway.
Yeah.
And now she's got that early blood. It just starts going quite badly, as we'll notice later on. So if you want to move on to the next one. So elements do allow Giants that first dragon, but this is something that obviously comes naturally with the lane swap. You sacrifice that first Drake. You don't have to sacrifice the second one. You can get back in time for it. But you sacrifice the first one in order to get all this free farm on the top laner.
And we mentioned that in last week's episode as well, didn't we?
Yeah,
it's just natural.
If you get the numbers advantage in the bot side, you take the dragon.
Yeah,
it's just what
easy.
happens.
Yeah.
But it's a worthwhile trade if you can get a late game AD carry with the even CS to an early game carry. So this was a nice, easy pickup here. This was a free dragon. The top laner swapped down, but then we see them come in. But this from Pepinero is fantastic.
Absolutely fantastical.
Rek'Sai gets a 2-man knock up at that point as well. Oh, and I should point out Froggen is stupidly fed. And that Annie hates him all game. Rydell absolutely despises Froggen by the end of this game. Because he just pops out of so many bushes and just repeatedly kills him. You see that 402 LeBlanc at this point. And she's got enough for... She's got like 2,500 sat in her back pocket. But this is the story of the game. Elements are getting the gold leads, but Giants are trading it all back. They're still getting something. There are a lot of kills in front, but only 3k. It's not as bad as it could be.
No. It's still a huge gold difference, but it could be a lot worse.
But it's manageable.
Yeah.
You can deal with this for now.
Yeah, definitely.
So on the blue side of the Giants jungle, elements have complete control. They've got the Jinx. Jinx she's got Berserkers. She's got IE. This is such an easy rotation. This is the story of the game so far.
Yep.
Just elements completely out rotated. But there is one saving grace. Oh, another kill for LeBlanc there. 502. Not good at all. But Pepinero is catching up in CS.
Yep.
Is always split push, and this is what a TF likes to do. He likes to be in both lanes. He likes to split push, but he does it. It's just Pepinero has been everywhere so far on the map.
Oh yeah.
Just trying to split, trying to pressure. They do get the shutdown onto LeBlanc, and he gets thrown back with that one.
And it's just a free kill, free set of kills.
Nice easy kill, but it's not the kill. It's the fact they've been out rotated again. But Pepinero is always, all through the game, he tries to make the best of a bad situation. And that's all he can do after being that far behind. He's 1-3-2. No one can stand. Everyone apart from Maokai is probably going to blow up.
Oh, yeah.
With a combo from LeBlanc. Yeah. So we're going to jump to the next one. We take place 26 minutes into the game. Because the last Drake was given up for Elements. Really simple. They were just in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Because top lane was pushing, mid lane was pushing. Giants had to go and clear that vision out.
Oh yeah.
They need that CS. And going one dragon down really isn't that bad. This was nice rotation. But Elements, they've got the inners from top and bottom. Both side lanes have their inners down.
And so what's happened here is that Giants have essentially given away 2 towers for second Drake, which is it's just not worth at all.
No. Elements only took mid tower from this one.
Right. Okay.
But this is a complete ring of this is everything outside their base now gone.
Yep.
But that's just an example of when something that can be implemented in solo queue and teams. That's if you get your team to listen to it, obviously. If even if you're behind, this can still work. When they're at an objective and you keep good wave management, you can quite easily just go and push a tower, take it for nothing, trade objective for objective, stat for gold. That's the beauty about the new Dragon. They're not always contested now. So I believe this was just a simple fight win. This was 4 versus 5 in Giants' favour. Froggen wasn't there. He was going top to sort out Maokai. Maokai's TP'd in. But if we go to the start of this team fight, and we'll just talk through it a minute.
Yep.
So Pepinero gets eradicated straight away. Elements are the ones looking for the engage. At the minute, they're 4 versus 4.
Yeah.
Wicked, a very good slowdown. He's straight onto Adri, just keeping him there. Jinx manages to flash the Annie stun, so she gets stunned but a certain distance away. Pepinero eats a death sentence and is sentenced to death. At this point, I really thought the Rek'Sai knockup had just about done enough. But again, no one can actually kill anyone on this team at this point. And by this point, Froggen's coming in on the backside, nearly takes down Cork. Well, he does take down Cork with the last tick of the Ignite as Wicked's chased him down.
And because it's so far into the game here, they can just take towers. They don't need waves. It's easy.
They've got a Jinx, Lister.
Yeah.
Now, if you want anyone pushing a tower, you want the Jinx with a ton of attack speed. So you go through it again. Shook and Wicked, keep an eye on them this time. They do a really good job of just sorting out the back line and just keep them completely out. Rydell and Adri, and then they both step onto a Jinx trap.
Yeah. And at that point, it's just free. It's free for Jinx.
Yeah. It is. Jinx with a reset, she can just put damage down to whatever she wants at that point. So, after talking about all that, we come to another fight. Now, this fight was all about Crapo. Lee Crapo, the guy that was brought in to make the difference. Fresh is his signature champion.
Oh, yeah.
Is very much like you consider Edward from Gambit. He likes his Fresh. You see that next game, he picks up Fresh.
Yeah.
but he hits every skill shot. The Barons up, they're the stronger team. They can fight around this Baron. I should point out here though, look at the farm differences between mid lane. Pepe is now 100 CS in front of Froggen.
And I think the advantage of the TF ult as well is they can see what's going on. Pause it here.
Yeah, they can see it. So this is a very, very, very nice box that completely shuts down the choke point. Then Rydell, you can see it here, eats a hook. That's the support blown up, dead. So we're all here. And then that was the Flay actually flays Corky back onto the Jinx traps. And after then it's simply a mop up. But one thing to note, LeBlanc did get blown up by TF.
Yeah.
That 100 gold difference is coming back for him. It's not quite over, but this is a Baron. That's it. I wanted to call it Drake. This is Baron for elements. This is actually where they threw last time. So I can guarantee at this moment in time, going through the head, they're thinking about Frederick. They know what happened last time. They just went for a straight up smite battle and lost. Beauty of Jinx.
And what I like here is that Jinx, she's hitting him over the wall. She's keeping the Giants jungler from stealing it. They know exactly what they want, and they take that Baron.
Then it was really well executed, really simple. And then we look through this team fight again. We'll keep an eye on Pepinera this time, because Pepinera does some good work in there. Well, he all he does is stun a tank, really. But then this is really nice. He actually hits both the clone and
the real one,
LeBlanc, the actual LeBlanc as well. So there was no escape for Froggen, but you can see he does so much damage there.
Yeah, and it's brilliant.
But that team fight, Crepo single-handedly killed 3 people on his own with hooks,
with hooks and flays,
and above, with every skill, apart from Lantern, he killed a man, which is what we like from our man Crepo. So we should just jump forward about 30 seconds in time from where we are. This is a misplay from Giants. Giants are in the wrong place. They're mids.
Yeah.
Elements are taking your base. You should not be in the mid lane. It's just not.
It's unbelievable. It's just a free push for Elements, and they're just going to take. They're going to take a lot for this, and why wouldn't they?
Again, what do you see on the mini map? Pepinera
pushing up.
Pushing up. So this causes, I believe, yes, Wicked goes back to TP. Now, this is the perfect window. TF can just come back. It's so beautiful. Froggen blows up. Froggen just gets eradicated. And that was a really good play. It's not worth it, but Pepinero, once again, I'm like a broken record this game, despite having that appalling, awful, really, really, really bad start.
Is just pulling it back.
The Twisted Fate is doing something.
Oh, yeah.
LeBlanc is just dropping.
And at the end of the day,
he really needs that hourglass for that TF.
At the end of the day, even though he did so bad in the lane early on, that doesn't matter.
Yes.
What matters is, can he make a difference in the team fights? And as we've seen here, he really is. And that's just something you have to think about.
Strongest laner. Yeah, there's no point in ever, just because someone's fed early on, it's not that bad. This is really close for Reckless. Reckless should die. One more auto attack from Rek'Sai or a sapling from Whirlup, and he's dead. But that's really nice. Just they all went back. They all tried to peel for him. They all went back, which was nice. This was again a free pickup for the Elements team. But 33 minutes. This is what I'm looking for. Bang.
Pepinero just picking it up and TPing back out again. Brilliant.
That was really nice. Like that's how to play TF.
It's brilliant.
But let's think about this. This is currently a 4 versus 4 at their tower. You saw Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai's gone. At this point, Elements are in full retreat. They've got issues. If that hits Pepe, that hook, this is an easy team fight. But unfortunately, Reckless gets hit by a card there. If he doesn't get hit by this card, he can kill the Annie. He gets killed by Rydell.
Yep.
In the bottom side of the map. If he doesn't get hit by that one flying wild card, he would have enough damage. Well, he'd have enough life to survive the Annie damage. And then I think that team fight would have been turned around.
And I mean, Giants, they're just pulling it back. They're coming back.
Despite having 2 inhibitors, it's mid's respawned again. Oh, look how close that is. That is so... Crepper's played this game on Fresh really well.
And that lantern there was brilliant.
The lantern's good. The lantern's good, but he still gets hit by he gets hit by Reckless. It's so unlucky. He gets hit by 2 wild cards on the backside.
Yep.
And it's really unfortunate. Reckless is still in his rocket, so I'm not sure it would make too much of a difference. I don't think it would have saved him, but just a minor thing. He should be on his minigun at that point.
Oh yeah.
So if we want to skip to 36 minutes at this point, now Pepe is now fully built pretty much. He's got 1 item to get, but he's 121 CS, 131 CS in front of Froggen's Bank, who's 846. So actually, despite being 656, he's beating Froggen and causing so much impact on this game. Pepinero has to die for them to win a fight. Now, Rydell, Whirler, probably not the target they want there. Look at Pepe in the bottom lane. Is taking the tower. We've effectively got a TF base race here. When was the last time we saw a TF base race? Can you remember?
No, maybe like season 3, season 2. It was a long time ago. It really was.
We've seen X-Pekka's done it. We spoke about X-Pekka last week with backdoors, but he base raced on TF before. This is really close. We get a split screen up. I don't think it was never that close.
Because unfortunately Pepe is getting absolutely destroyed by that Trundle, whereas Elements...
I agree with that, but to actually win I think they could have defended. They need to take out the Jinx.
Yeah.
In that final fight, and
they didn't because Pepe wasn't there.
Pepe's all dead. I like the idea. It was a really good idea. Poor execution, but he needs to be there to blow up Jinx.
Yeah.
It was never really in too much. It was a nice try.
Yeah.
And I think Pepinero I think he'll get picked up by a bigger team if Giants get relegated, because he's a good player. Early game, he's got his issues, but late game, he can really carry that Giant squad on his back. I'm putting it out there now. I think that Giants will survive relegations purely because of their improvement over the split. They've got a lot better.
And I mean, if you guys watching out there disagree with Draycott, then get tweeting. Tweet who you think's gonna tweet what you think they're gonna do. I personally agree. I think Giants have got a lot in them. That we could see from that game. They've got some really, really good ideas. They've got some really good plays.
If they hadn't have gone behind so early on, they could have caused Elements a lot of problems with that team composition.
Oh, yeah.
It was really well thought out. That's for Elements. 7th place, not what they wanted. Obviously, in their next game, they proceeded to lose to Fnatic, which isn't really that much surprise. They've got a lot to think about in their time off. So.
Okay, guys. So we've now got Gambit versus SK. This game was really good because SK are currently at the top, so it was always going to be a really, really tough game for Gambit. But Gambit do a very, very good job of giving SK a bit of a challenge. So we're just going to talk through this one.
SK have finished the split. At this point, they've already won the split. It doesn't really matter.
but Gambit are in fourth place. Now they can climb up to third with if they were to win this game, they climb up to third place if they win the next game playoff. It's EU, there's playoffs everywhere. Everyone loves best of one playoffs. So it was still an important game for Gambit, this one, just to get them a couple more places up the table.
And what does?
But okay.
That means everything for Gambit. The SK want to win this, obviously, to prove, look, we are still the top. But it means
Gambit,
everything for Gambit.
If they finish fourth, it would have looked like they played H2K.
Yeah. And
they aren't a team that you want to be facing, really, because they're really on the up. And everyone the players were basically a fight to avoid H2K.
Yeah.
Now, if you had a choice between H2K and Unicorns of Love, Gambit would want Unicorns.
I think everybody would want Unicorns of Love.
They're an inconsistent team. They're a fun to watch team because you never know what you're quite going to get out of them. But it's good. Picks and bans, shall we?
Picks and bans. Let's go.
Right. So, first up, we see the ban of Lucian. All split forgiveness swapped between 3 champions. Graves, Lucian, and Caitlyn when neither of the two are available. So, they've banned away Lucian and then first picked the Graves. That's as much as a strong pick for them, but also to deny Forgiven his favoured champion, really.
And he's been swapping between a few ADCs, but Lucian's up there on the top, isn't it?
It's literally just been them 3. I can't recall him playing anything else. Now Pinoy, on the other hand, he's switched between Graves and Callista. He's one of the first to really pick up that Callista pick, and it's been destructive. He's not picked it in a little while. Don't know why. I like it personally when he plays it really, really strongly. But Graves, that's just to deny from Forgiven. So strong first pick. Then on the other side, Maokai, Freddy always picks up the Maokai, really. He likes that tank. It's the front line. Freddy just stands in the way.
And in this season, I think we can say that Maokai's one of Freddy's signature top laners. He's really good at Maokai.
First half of the season, he played a lot of Gnar, but then nerfs hit, and a lot of teams have prioritised this tree as the top lane.
And we've seen a lot of Maokai bans as well, to be honest, from the teams that can't play the Maokai.
Some teams, everyone can play the Maokai, but sometimes you just don't want to play against that huge tank in top lane because it's always in the first 3 picks. If you don't first pick it, then the chances are the opposite team's going to pick it, but it's not really something you want to be first picking, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously Nami. Nami's a nice, safe lane. We like that. We all need no introduction to Fresh on Eddie, because we've all seen him play that. the Fresh Prince, Edward.
Of Gambit.
Exactly. And then we all thought Betsy was going to take this Diana. And he's played a few Diana games, so SK expect this to go onto him. Then on the other side, Svenskeren. There's been a couple of Lee Sin nerfs, but Sven's played a lot of Lee Sin.
Lee's still the tanky jungle DPS that we all love. And he's going to be...
He can do anything. He can go tanky. He can go that more assassin-y role, I suppose.
Yeah.
But he's just going to get to that back line, kick the AD carry about a bit, get some picks. And then there was only really one ADC that was going to ever be picked for Forgiven. So that gives you Nami Caitlyn, which is probably the worst lane.
I mean, you've got that steroid from Nami's E, then you've got the long range from the Caitlyn, you've got the poke from the Nami's W, which is also a heal.
Realistically, they've got to lane swap this game. Gambit don't want to go into that. But then last 2 picks, Vi, really, really powerful. She's going to lock someone down. Really safe jungler.
Yep.
And Ari, this surprised everyone because that means that Koboshard, whatever his name is, will be taking the Diana in top lane, which we haven't seen, but we'll see how that one goes. Against the tree, it's tree can't kill Diana. Diana can't kill the tree. So it's a bit of a farm fest if them two go against each other. So, and then we move up down to the last picks on Fox, and Katarina's coming back into the meta. Just that little bit.
It's what you don't want and what you want all at the same time.
Yeah, you like it when it's on your team, but not so much when it's on the opponent's side. But
although we'll see later on that some of Gambit's crucial CC has to be used on Fox, and it can turn or break the game.
Some CC there, but not huge amounts, so they have to chain it really quite well to lock someone down.
Right, let's get straight into the action then.
Now this bit's quite important in the bot lane. Pinoy and Edward are trying to take their guns. They know it's a hard lane for them, so they just try and pick up that bit of early CS. And Emirate has gone in and poked them down. Instantly, they get into lane. They've taken a lot of damage from taking that first camp. And they're just going to have
a really hard time.
Poke after poke. And they've got no kill pressure. And the farm, you can see already, we've only gone through it's only the second or third wave. You've got a 10 CS difference, which isn't that fun. Now, Sven, pretty standard route for a Lee Sin. Takes red buff, goes for his blue. Now it's really quite simple. You think he's going to go and get scuttler control, but he comes around, bets he's pushed up. It's just a nicely executed gank,
And I mean, whether Svensson meant to go the route he did or not depends. But
no,
allowing
most Lee Sins will go for that red buff first.
Getting that red buff first and going down to the blue buff. And to be fair, Gambit Betsy should have seen that coming. It was. You
know that Lee Sin's going to get into a lane quite early on for that early gank. So, but I imagine that he just assumed he'd be going to take the scuttler. But you can't assume.
Still, it's just too risky.
It is.
So next we've got the free Drake.
Yep. There's just nothing that can be done. Forgiven is that far ahead. They can just push.
It's a nice try from Edward.
Get some hits down. You've got to throw a hook just to have a go, haven't you? Really? But it can dream. He's done it before. Remember once he stole a season 3 stole a Baron with hook.
And
the place just exploded. All the casters, it's absolute madness. So SK pull all of their resources into the bot side. We see a nice diamonds in the top side. They know that. They know he's up there. Again, all the pressure is from SK
and
bot
SK
lane.
Come down to the bot lane and they mop up Edward.
It's a nice bubble from M-rated. Really trademark stuff. And they get a tower off the back of this. But Diamond's made the most of a bad situation. He's going to go up to the top lane. And
as you can see on the map there, the Vi and the Ari moving up.
Betsy's going up as well. Like the Maokai has got no chance. And in the end, they end up trading even. Which is, in this situation, the best you can hope for, but it's not that bad for Freddy.
No.
He's even.
So,
because SK drew the resource bot side, this was close from Sven.
Sven's been really risky. Yeah, Sven gets really risky in these games.
But because SK decided to go to the bot side and take the tower and get the pressure, it just sets Pinoy even further back. Maokai can just teleport back to lane. You can see there the teleports come out.
Yeah,
he's going back.
So he's not really losing in experience or CS.
No, he's not offensive. They've just got a kill. They didn't take the tower.
And that's what matters.
Tower is going to go down for Gambit, and it's just the start of quite a snowball coming on.
So we're going to skip to some really high action now. So as you can see here, Svensson getting caught out.
Sven gets caught. That's just nice pink placement.
But the thing is, Sven getting caught wasn't such a bad thing because it's delayed Gambit's move up to top. And as you can see, you've got Forgiven. He's rotated to the top lane, mopping up on the Diana. Edward's there. While this is happening, Fox is going ham on Betsy. He's
unlucky there.
So if Sven didn't get caught out, I reckon that Gambit could have put some pressure on that top lane, and obviously they've got Pinoy on the bot lane.
Pinoy's doing all right here. He's brought that CS lead down to about 20, but again, it's good rotation. This is something that you'll see from SK once they've got that bot lane tower.
Yep. Rotate back top.
Bot lane, they like to move up to the mid lane, move up to the top lane. So, but there's a fair bit of wave clear on this Gambit team to start with. They can't go to the mid lane because Ari's going to clear that wave really quite easily, and Diana's too far behind her.
Something that's nice from both junglers here is obviously Gambit's junglers looking to set up the wards for the Drake. They know when it's going to be up. But Svensken's already got that Scuttler Crab. He's already set it up.
Svensken, we've pointed out a couple of times already, has been caught out once he's nearly died to to Golems and Pinoy combined to give up double buffs. He's been pushing it a little bit fine, that Lee Sin. He's not yet that tanky.
He is taking up the engaged tank role. But he hasn't got the items to do it.
You see it a little bit later. He's going in too early.
Yeah.
So he's not actually got a lot of support. He's doing his job.
You see, Gambit are doing trademark thing there. They've swept the bush. They know it's not warded, but they know that SK are going to have to come up the mid lane. And you see Svensken Skeren commits for the fight there.
There's no one with him at all.
But he just has no follow-up.
So we see the teleport, it just gets mopped up in the end.
Yeah.
But by this point, Fox has come in and got rolling. Now, there's no CC there, really. Ari charmed Sven. And Fresh has missed... He hasn't hit... Oh, no, Fresh is... They've all used their CC.
Their CC, yeah. They haven't chained it up on the right person.
On Lee Sin. Mm-hmm. Someone has to wait... Like, even if it's only a Fresh.
You see, that was an easy pickup from
Emery to try and...
Yeah.
Not what you want, is it? That's the power of Graves. Graves has been bot lane. He's gone Brutalizer. So
next, we've got a really, really clever rotation from the SK team here.
SK grouping up that mid lane, just pushing it down. Simple enough.
Now you can see... So, we see SK using Caitlyn's ult really early on in fights against... anyone that they can see or get their hands on. Why do they do that? Why not save it until the end of the fight?
There's no guarantee that you'll have a target at the end of the fight.
Right, okay.
If you use it at the start, if you just hit Diamond there, that's took off what, 10-15% of his health.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. That means there's just less health. The chance he's going to now have a harder time. He's got less health. It's just instant damage. It's definitive damage that you've got down.
Yeah, rather than maybe using it at the end of the fight.
You don't need it to finish someone off.
Yeah.
If someone's coming into a fight with lower health than full, then you're already at an advantage.
Yeah.
There's no need for bot lanes, whatever elo, to get into that mindset of I'm Caitlyn. I can't use this ult to poke.
Yeah.
That's not allowed. I can't do it. If they've got a bloodthirst or whatever, then it's probably not worth it.
Right. I'd just like to point out here as well. So you can see Freddy in the top lane, pushing up.
Yep.
And it's almost as if Freddy's gone, get that mid lane pushed and come top. And you just see SK completely ignoring the wave. And
they've got complete control of this side. They can see that Pinoy was pushing up bot. That's why they've got a complete numbers advantage here. If it was Diana in the top lane, there wouldn't have been much of a problem.
Yeah.
Because Diana can use teleport. She's not even got teleport. That's why she's currently with the team. Now, here we go. A massive fight. At some
I mean, this
point.
is essentially it's just a free Drake for
It
SK. Is this bit?
This is the fourth. Is this the fourth?
No, I think
Yeah.
this is.
No, it says three at the top.
Oh
This
yeah,
is
yeah. This is the
fourth
fourth Drake. Yeah.
by 26 minutes.
And
So
it's almost free. Gambit
it
can't
is free.
retaliate. Yeah.
Diamond just chunked at the start of the fight, meaning that they can't go in. So that means in 6 minutes, SK can force Gambit to come and fight, even if they don't want to, because Gambit have to go and contest that fifth Drake, don't they? You can't give away fifth for free. You can give up 1 and 2. You can say, yeah, I'm not bothered about 3. 4, well, we'll just fight on the last one.
Well,
because we're not ready yet.
And that
We're
leads
still
on nicely to where we're going to go to now. So that was here we go.
We have a little bit of a fight, but Gambit get there early. They're on time. They've got positioning. They've got a few wards.
So you see there, Gambit get a huge pick on that Fox.
That's because the Gambit have the vision. Really simple stuff. Copenhagen in the back line, just zoning people off. He can come round and join.
And you've got Diamond coming in from behind, straight on Forgiven.
Diamond should have gone for. I still feel that Diamond should have gone for Svenskeren, having the smite.
Yeah.
Forgiven just net back, but he's relatively untouched.
But what I love here is that Gambit pick was fantastic, and yet SK is still on top. However, as we see in a moment, Betsy.
There's no words to describe this.
3.
It's really.
Boomf. Free Drake.
It just doesn't expect. Sven's just not smited properly. Simple as that. It happens sometimes. They can't always be perfect, but it's one of them where you'd expect him to do it. So now this fight, it starts off so well, but everything's burst onto Diamond. Diamond takes up so much damage here,
and Fox just blows up.
Charm wins that entire fight
because he gets it straight on the Fox.
If Fox gets charmed, SK lose a fight. Katarina is going to blow up.
We will skip now to the 5th Drake fight.
Again, Gambit have to fight no matter what. They've got to fight, and it gets blown up. Katarina's already gone in and done a ton of damage. Betts is on such low health.
You see, Diamond goes in there on the Forgiven, but he's just way too low.
Yeah, Diamond ult's too late. Diamond's is already taken that much damage that his ult actually means nothing, and his team has already started dying. How many times have we said it this game? Svenskaren's got no health. It's so lucky, isn't it? So this is simple enough. You've got your AD carry still up. Simply take the inhib. You can back off
and go get that 5th Drake.
Yeah, and then once you've got the 5th Drake, you can just sweep across.
And we'll just see them just take this Drake.
It was so simple, yeah. Nice, easy stuff. It was again. I think Diamond ult's a lot too late. Edward's the one that gets Lee Sin kicked, so he blows up. He doesn't get a optimal box positioning or any kind of flay. Fox does die, but by that time he's already nearly killed Betsy.
Yeah. Right. So we'll go to the final thing for this game.
Yep.
So here we go. We've got SK are pushing down the bot tower.
They've got supers. They've got 5th Drake. Really quite easy. Sorry, they haven't got supers. They've got Baroned up minions. There's a difference apparently, according to Riot. I can't see what it is yet, but one purple and one's not. That's about all I get from it. So
they've got that 5th Drake. They've got the damage. And Freddy just goes straight in.
Freddy is huge.
Now, you see, Forgiven gets shut down, but...
Forgiven does go. And for a minute, it looks a bit shaky. But Fox is in there, just mopping up. They've gone all out to kill Svenskeren. Sorry, not Sven. Forgiven. They're the same people, right? They've gone all in to kill Forgiven. That Fox has just had free reign. And that's over.
And that's just a win for SK.
Game set match, yeah.
And that's... It
it was, apart from that one failed smite, it was a really clean game.
For SK. So the next game we've got is the Cloud9 versus Team Solo Mid in the NA Championship. So
first up, they've first picked the tree. I said I don't like it as a first pick, but you've got to first pick it, otherwise your opponent's going to pick it.
No, it's
Although I've not seen on it too much.
What's interesting is the Cloud9 ban on the Z, and I mean, why have they done this? Why have they done this, Chris? Because isn't that Cloud9's that's their signature mid? Why would they do that?
A lot of Z. Whenever Cloud9 go behind, they would just rely on high to split pushes Z.
Yeah.
And the amount of times they come back just off that play is huge. But I'm afraid we've got to blame Keen from Team Liquid at this point for that ban. Due to his introduction of ergots. Yes.
And
yes, Lister, yes. Ergots. So
it's the fact that Team Solo Mid surprisingly have a mid laner that can play Ergot. And you wouldn't expect that because Ergot's not a huge pick. However,
Nope.
Cloud9 don't.
High can't play Ergot. Now we've got to explain the fact that to beat TSM, Keen played Ergot into Bjergsen's Z. We all know how good of a Z Bjergsen is. But he couldn't one-shot the Ergot. And whenever he wanted to kill the AD carry or whatever, he just got altered.
Yeah.
And died. And that was the team fight lost. And that was how the game just went all game. There was nothing could be done about it. So this has forced Cloud9 to actually ban their own favourite mid laner.
Yeah.
Because they could, if they pick it, then an Ergot pick can come out, which they obviously can't play against that well, and they fear. And if they don't pick it and leave it open, then Bjergsen's just going to pick it. And you don't want him picking...
And you don't want a Bjergsen on a Z.
No, you don't. Not. So that's that ban for you. Lulu, one of Darius's favourite champions.
Favourites, yep.
Get rid of that. And Nidalee, Meteos, I don't think he plays that much Nidalee. Like Diamond is the only one in LCS at the moment that really still gives back to that Nidalee at the moment. So I'm not sure on that. Maybe they just don't like it or whatever. So Tree to start with, followed by probably the most standard champion we've had, all split, Graves, Rek'Sai. And then with the next two picks, you kind of show your hand. You say, right, Nautilus, Maokai, Lissandra, we want to kill you.
Yeah.
We are going to lock you down. We are going to CC your entire team. And we are going to murder you.
Now I see, so, and then Bjergsen comes out with a Cho'Gath.
Cho'Gath, yes. You've got to remember the fact that TSM have already won the split. They're not as bothered about this game as everyone else is.
So what, you reckon this was Bjerg just testing the waters, seeing what he could do?
We've seen it all split. TSM haven't had a definitive style of play. They've won the split whilst testing team comps, which just shows how good they've been this split, to be honest. We saw Po Belter and a few others have played this Cho'Gath so far. It worked out for Po Belter and Winterfox when they played Coast. Obviously, Coast at 116, it didn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
They're probably going to win anyway. But it's there, and he needs to know how to play it. And he picks up champions really, really, really quick.
Yeah, we've all seen the Bjergsen King.
Quite.
He's really good.
So, last two picks. We see Lucian Vi, sneaky, high race Lucian, as much as Forgiven does. And Vi, just, hey, look, I'm going to ult you from 1,000 miles away. You're going to die. Then, again, I think this is more of a tester for Darius on the Kennen. And they've popped their own long-range CC in there with the Leona. Now, Leona, both bot lanes are actually very similar. A similar kind of support, similar kind of ADC, so we'll see how that one is out.
Right, okay, so let's get straight into it.
The Cloud9 bot lane, they take Gromp. So they come in with an early advantage. Straight up, off the bat, they get an advantage. They get level 2.
But they've taken it late.
Nautilus, no. Cloud9 take Gromp. So they come in with the early
Yeah.
level 2. TSM didn't take the golems. That means they're going to be level 1. They don't want that. They're going to be pushed back. They're going to be completely out of it until they hit level 2. So they're just going to take golems a bit later.
Golems. And Cloud9 then push up. This then equals it out, and it just allows Team Solo mid to just calmly just come back into the lane. And it's a really clever play.
Once it's pushed up, then you're not going to level 2 dive with Nautilus loose in. That'd be completely forged against Leia. So, really, taking the golems was probably the best idea for him at that point, because otherwise you're just going to waste a lot of your time.
Okay, so
in the mid lane, Bjergsen could just CS. In the bot lane, there's not a lot of kill pressure onto the cannon from a Maokai, but a lot of this game is about the two junglers and their varying styles of play. So, jungle picks. Vi's power farming. She's got not a lot of gank pressure until that level 6, and Santorin. His early intention is to get them ganks up in the top lane. Lemon Nation nearly goes down.
You get that heal from the Sneaky, but Sneaky here
trades back.
He trades back, and Wild Turtle and Lustboy can't do anything about it. The Rek'Sai is low.
They've already blown their cooldowns to try and kill Lemon. So there's nothing like, yes, Grace can turn around and probably auto attack once, but there's no fear of dashing in from Sneaky. He can make that trade pretty safe, and they still end up in a fairly positive place. And the wave is really quite close to them.
Yeah,
they're freezing really, really well. Bot lane, it's just bashing of heads really. Balls isn't going to kill Darius 1-on-1, and it's not the other way either.
No, and he doesn't kill him 1-on-1. And he doesn't kill him 1-on-1, and that leads up nicely to the next.
However, we've just seen Santorin in the bot lane, in the top lane. I keep calling top bot because the bot lane's up there, which is so annoying. But we see Vi is currently sat power farming. Like I said, she wants that early level 6. So she's just going to drop down and pay a visit to Darius. Darius, who he always plays quite aggressively.
I know that.
He likes to draw that attention.
And here we get.
Darius has flash. And he's got his speed boost. This should be a hard gank.
And it just isn't.
But when you've got 2 flashes and you just pop instantly, really nice.
And it's worth it for the first blood.
5 damage comes from that Vault Breaker. So if you land that, sometimes it can be tricky, but if you do hit it, you do quite a lot of damage. So that was just a nice little pick up there.
Yep.
From the jungle and the top laner.
Yep. Okay, so next we've got.
What's your next listen?
Next we've got turret trades at 14 minutes 30.
The good old turret trade. Even trades. I still think this game just favours Cloud. Anything that happens this game favours Cloud9 for me, purely for the fact they've got so much CC. Again, Darius.
So Bjergsen's pushing up that mid lane. You've got Darius in the bot lane.
Bjergsen's actually doing a really good job of CS. You can't lose lane as Cho'Gath. If you lose lane, you're just a bad Cho'Gath player, realistically. But you can just throw silences at things. You've got your void spikes, so you push up and get them last hits.
And we've got a nice little C9 Meteos just standing there in the bush.
Are you yawning again?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Whatever you say. Now this is a little bit on the risky side. Lemon he obviously doesn't know that Centaurian's there, but he knows that Lustboy wouldn't be stood there on his own unless he had some kind of backup.
But I mean, TSM, they want that top tower. They want it down. They want to be able to roam.
Yep.
Bjergsen's pushing up,
But
keeping them occupied.
they've put the numbers advantage up there, but that allows. Vi's been more towards the bottom lane, whilst TSM have been more focused on that top lane.
Now, why Bjergsen makes a really weird mistake here. He goes up to help them because they know they need to trade back the tower, but in doing so,
they're already 3 versus 2 up there.
Yeah.
If they want the Leonicum, I reckon that the Leonicum tower dive that, and they can pick up the kill.
Yeah, but they don't, and so Cloud9 rotate and they get a free tower.
They take 2 for 1.
Yeah.
It just seems real. I know I can understand it. It just seems really foolish to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the Chalgaf, it doesn't really. Oh, poor Lustboy. Sorry, can we just take a minute to just rip? No, that's the CC coming out.
And that's almost like Cloud9 showing their skin, isn't it?
Yeah, that's how the game is going to move on. So what I was saying about Chalgaf, yes. Chalgaf, even if he was in the mid lane, though, I still don't think he can offer that much in terms of wave clear. He's got a knock up and a silence. He's not going to stop a proper long siege.
No.
From everywhere on the map, everyone in that team does damage or provides huge amounts of CC. I just feel that Cloud9's composition, TSM have lost in champs.
Yeah.
Chalgaf isn't a tier 1 pick, but again, this is just them testing out compositions.
Mm-hmm.
Dyrus, I still
and
think...
this is funny, is this, because it's Cloud9...
I've seen Dyrus really excel on is the Lulu. And he's got to improve to be able to... for TSM to just play that a little bit better.
And TSM they left that way too long. They let Cloud9 take 2 towers for free.
Yep. There was no response.
And then went in after they'd taken the tower, and it's almost as if Dyrus just... It just seems like miscommunication.
Or the fact they are actually scared to go in their own jungle.
Yeah.
This is something we see from SK a lot. If they get control of... They push up 2 waves, so they'll push up mid and top, then they'll get vision control in the jungle, then they'll go and wait in a bush for someone to go and clear the top wave. They'll just blow them up, and then they'll take the tower. That's the kind of concept that was being waited for just there.
Now,
but it went the long way around. So they take the tower anyway.
Mm-hmm. Now, we're going to skip now to 29 minutes and 20, because...
I'd just like to have a quick word on Bjergsen and his Chalgaf. Chalgaf has a silence. Can I just point out that is it's a 2-second silence.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the last silences in the game.
Yep.
If he didn't have a silence, I don't think
He wouldn't be viable. He wouldn't be.
I don't think it's that viable. I really don't. Even if you're going towards a tanking meta, that's why you're seeing Ergot come back.
Yeah.
Which could actually cause the fall of a lot of assassin type picks. Which I love watching the assassins play so much because they're just fun.
But I also love them trying to play against the Ergot, because we haven't seen Ergot in a long time.
Yeah,
so that's
I agree, but I'd rather watch Talons and Zed run all over the map.
Suddenly come out of nowhere and just pop an ADC.
Yeah.
So here, we can see that Team Solar Mid, they're clearing out the wards. They know what they want. And Cloud9, they're retaliating with more vision for Team Solar Mid to compete with. And here, right here, if they'd have caught Meteor Them...
He flashes. We didn't see that. Yeah, but now they've got to funnel through there. Sneaky is just running around in circles. He has to flash away. Dyrus gets a decent TP, but again, no one quite finishes off Sneaky. Now, keep an eye on Turtle. Turtle's been completely untouched all team fight. It just dashes through to get...
Just dashing and dashing.
Just to get loose and get them last couple of hits. Despite having not died, because Sneaky takes that much damage, he does become irrelevant.
And the thing is, it was almost a 4-for-4 fight. And Lemon Nation
so
just comes out just with that tiniest amount of HP.
It's sneaky. That's despite having so much CC, none of it actually landed onto Turtle.
No, and it allowed him to just play.
He had nothing to worry about. A lot was put onto Chowga and a lot onto Dyrus. We'll see it here again, the replay. So a good flash away. Sneaky ends up having
and
to
they all
flash
go in
up.
on high.
He flashes out of the Dyrus ult. It does. It's just really scrappy that no one gets any CC onto Turtle.
No. And here we go. We've got Turtle dashing in for the kill, dashing in for another kill.
It does well. If he doesn't do that, and he just runs away,
and he almost mops up on Lemon Nation, and we get Balls comes in, Meteos comes in, Meteos is dead.
He's got huge burst graves. Meteos doesn't quite respect that. There.
No.
But if he doesn't go in to kill and give up his life to kill both Sneaky and High, then they can go in and take another tower. He's left Balls. He's left a Maokai and a Nautilus alive, which isn't the end of the world.
Which isn't the end of the world. No, and he almost got the Nautilus anyway. He almost got Lemon Nation.
It was very close, but it's huge at this point.
So here we go. We've got Cloud9 setting up for Baron, and they do this with so much. They do this with Parmesan cheese. They do it with so much cheese. Team Solo Mid are completely blind, and boom.
Goodbye, Lust Boy. There's nothing to even say about that one, is there? It just blows up.
It's like Team Solo Mid are like, oh no, they're doing Baron. Let's go ward it. And Cloud9 weren't doing Baron. They were like, nah, we'll just wait.
The good old bush bait. Now, this is the CC that we were on about.
Pick on Wild Turtle, dead. Pick on Dyrus.
There was a God anchor. Did you? I hope you saw the God anchor.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how you could miss it.
Lemon. It was just a max range anchor just to drag in that back in. No, mate, you're not going anywhere.
And they just pick up Baron, and it just allows them to push.
Easy Baron.
Yeah. I mean, you can see Team Solo Mid trade it with the Dragon, but it's just not enough. You've got to
make the best of that bad situation.
Yeah. So next up, we've got the final fight for Cloud9. Now, Team Solo Mid, they know that the Baron will be up soon. And Cloud9 know that Drake is going to be up soon. And they're all setting up their vision. And this is just where Cloud9 get
CC come out.
A perfect pick. Because Bjergsen here is out of position, and they just pick him out.
But he's a massive dinosaur. You don't expect that kind of lockdown and damage to come out. He just explodes.
Sneaky's still alive. They haven't done enough. Lustboy
does a really good job. I feel that Lustboy's MVP of that entire fight, because that could have gone. Well, obviously it couldn't have gone much worse, but it would have just been a.
And here Cloud9 just
completely if Lustboy didn't lock down Sneaky.
Yeah, but at this point here, Cloud9 have won.
Your AP caster, well, your dinosaur man in the mid lane is just popped and he's still got flash up. Look, once the ice tomb's down, then
that's it. And I mean, it's just Cloud9 here just mop up.
That's done.
I mean, it's a clever dash from Wild Turtle there, but it's not enough. And they pick up them towers and they pick up that Nexus.
No, you can't defend against that amount of CC.
Nope.
It was just TSM trying out new things. It doesn't work out this time for them, and this actually led to a CLG Cloud9 tiebreaker.
Okay, so that's another 3 games from Let's Talk League. We hope you guys are enjoying it. Like we said throughout the whole video, just follow us on Twitter. It really helps us out. Give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, or leave a comment in the section below if your feelings are mixed and you can't decide which one you want. Or
even if your feelings aren't mixed and you just hate it or you love it, feel free to tell us either way. We want to know how to improve.
Yeah.
What do you want to hear? What do you want to know about the compositions and the plays? It all helps us out.
We've got plenty more
it's
videos
for you
coming.
to listen to.
It's for us to help people in the same position as us who want to climb that ladder. They want to know what's going on, and they want to be able to apply it to their games as well, and to their teams.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
So, next week's games. Next week's... we can't go about that one, Lister. Next week, it is the playoffs. And we start off with, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we see Liquid.
Yep.
Versus CLG. Best of 5. We'll be picking our favourite ones
Big game.
from there.
We're gonna pick that one for Chris. Chris,
Double lift
CLG
versus
fan.
Piglet. Double lift versus Piglet. I actually can't wait. I'm like a child at Christmas. And then there was Copenhagen Wolves.
Yep.
Who ended up with H2K all said and done.
Ooh, so that's going to be a lovely match to go through.
Unlucky for them. So, take it away.
Well, thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next week.